Good morning. Let me ask you something. If you had the chance to build a future in your own country, but everything around you made it impossible, would you stay or would you leave? This is the reality for thousands of young Lebanese today. Since the 2019 economic crisis, more than 40% of young professionals in Lebanon have considered leaving. That means almost half an entire generation is preparing to walk away. Not because they want to, but because they feel they have no choice. Lebanon is not just losing its people, it is losing its future. Today, I will show you that brain drain in Lebanon is not just an economic issue, but a social justice crisis caused by inequality and corruption. And more importantly, I will explain why urgent reforms and youth-focused solutions are necessary to stop it. First, why is brain drain a social justice issue? Social justice is about fairness, equal opportunities, and the right to live with dignity. But in Lebanon today, these basic rights are not equally available. Many young people cannot find stable jobs or earn fair wages. Opportunities are not based on merit, but often on connections and privilege. This creates a system where some people have the chance to leave, while others are left behind. Even worse, there is a clear divide between those who can afford to leave the country and those who can't. Some escape the crisis, while others are forced to stay and struggle. When people are denied the right to build a future in their own country, that becomes a social injustice. Now let's look at the causes. Brain drain in Lebanon is not random. It is the result of economic collapse, political corruption, and institutional failure. Since 2019, the Lebanese currency has lost most of its value, unemployment has increased, and the basic services have declined. At the same time, corruption and lack of accountability have destroyed trust in the government. Young professionals are not leaving just for better opportunities, they are leaving because they see no future. Hospitals are understaffed, businesses are closing, and career growth is limited. So leaving is no longer a dream, it's become a necessity. The consequences of this are extremely serious. When doctors leave, healthcare system weakens. When teachers leave, education declines. When engineers and entrepreneurs leave, innovation and economic growth slows down. Lebanon is losing its most valuable resource, its people. And this creates a dangerous cycle. The more people leave, the harder it becomes for the country to recover. Inequality increases, systems collapse further, and even more people are forced to leave. Now, some people argue that brain drain is not entirely negative. They say that Lebanese abroad send money back home, which helps the economy. And yes, remittances do support families. But this is only a short-term solution. Money cannot replace skilled professionals, strong institutions, or functioning economy. In the long run, the country becomes weaker and more dependent. Others argue that leaving is simply a personal choice, but this ignores reality. When there are no jobs, no stability, and no fair systems, staying is not a real option. People are not freely choosing to leave, they are being pushed out. That is why brain drain is not just an individual issue, but a systemic injustice. Some people believe that those who leave will come back with experience and help rebuild Lebanon. But in reality, most people don't return. Ongoing instability and lack of reform discourage them from coming back. This leads to a permanent loss of talent. So what can we do? First, there must be real government reform. This means fighting corruption, increasing transparency, and rebuilding trust. Second, Lebanon needs economic stabilization, creating jobs, supporting businesses, and restoring financial confidence. Third, we must invest in youth. This includes creating career opportunities, supporting entrepreneurship, and ensuring fair wages so people can actually build a future here. In addition, professionals need incentives to stay, better working conditions, competitive salaries, and opportunities for growth. Finally, the Lebanese diaspora can play a role by investing in the country, mentoring young people, and supporting development. These solutions require effort, but they are also a necessity. Because if nothing changes, Lebanon will continue to lose its brightest minds. To conclude, brain drain is not just about people leaving, it is about country losing its identity, its talent, and its future. It is caused by inequality, corruption, and lack of opportunity, It leads to weaker systems and deeper injustice, and it can only be solved through urgent reforms and real investment in the next generation. Because at the end of the day, a country that cannot keep its youth cannot build its future. Thank you.